Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. We got to move fast, try to cover some more of this Ulsterman material. At one point, Ulsterman says there was a shock of recognition in the White House at some point in the Obama regime. What the hell have we done, was the question. How did you install somebody with no experience, not at the level of the job? This kind of reasoning is reflected in a very much noted piece by Mark Halperin in Time magazine, that Obama is in over his head, out of his depth. He's arrogant. He's a bungler, and so forth, right? The forces in the ruling class not happy with the chaotic White House. Gibbs will be out. Brennan will be out. Pelosi will be out. Michelle does not want Obama to run for the second term. Obama thinks he could make more money after one term than Bill Clinton made after two terms. And the White House, nevertheless, is gripped by fear of Hillary Clinton. The conclusion from the Ulsterman papers is that Hillary will either be the vice presidential nominee, replacing Biden, or more likely, what she really wants, is to run against Obama and oust him, and she becomes president in 2012. We're told that duplicity rules the roost in the White House. Obama may be boozing. He has got his cigarette habit is at a very intensive level, smoking much more than ever. We've had various parts of this filtering into the public, right? The idea of Hillary replacing Biden has now been denied by Biden. It's been denied by Hillary, for whatever this is worth. But we're told tremendous hatred by Hillary against Obama, Rahm Emanuel. Michelle Obama wants to leave. She thinks also she could make more money outside of the White House. So various media flaps may be the deliberate actions of ruling class groups designed as ballons d'essai, right, trial balloons to prepare public opinion for what may happen soon. Much depends on the magnitude of the Democratic losses now in November. The bigger they are, of course, the more likely then that the Hillary for president stuff takes off. We're even told that Clinton operatives are surreptitiously testing the waters in various states. We're also told that the CIA, this is from Wayne Madsen, the CIA is getting into the act. The CIA has assigned a leading Iran-Contra figure to essentially assemble the Obama dossier. Amazing that they wouldn't have it. I would think they would, but this is the report. Such a figure would then collect the stuff about the Resco Chicago corruption, the Larry Sinclair complex, and everything that goes with that, and then the birth certificate and qualifications for the presidency, plus other things that we may not know about. Who would such a CIA figure be? I mean, when you look back to Iran-Contra, you think of Dewey Claridge, of Alan Fears, of the other people who were pardoned by Bush the Elder in December of 1992. We'll have to look into that one. But you get the idea. Just to remind people about Septimius Severus. This is actually quite a grim comparison, because we're back in the 3rd century A.D., and it's Septimius Severus who founds a dynasty, and this then is the immediate prelude to the first breakdown and fall of the Roman Empire. In particular, I read here in the text of this interesting book, which I invite you to buy on Tarpley.net, Septimius Severus, a distant mirror for Obama. Septimius Severus, Roman emperor, starting in about 192, 193 A.D., comparisons to Obama, then Caracalla with political repression, and then Heliogabalus. And in the background, Michelle Obama may find her own distant mirror among the strong-willed, ambitious women of the Severan dynasty. beginning with Julia Domna, the wife of Septimius Severus. She was the empress who schemed and plotted to help her husband become emperor, Michel. Among other influential women of this disastrous dynasty, we find Julia Maesa, the sister of Julia Domna, and Maesa's two daughters, one of them, Julia Soemias, the mother of the monster Heliogabalus, the other, Julia Avita Mamea, mother of Alexander Severus. He also became emperor. It was this feminine cabal that secured the throne for Heliogabalus in 218. So the dynasty ends in the last emperor begins in 222 A.D., but the big thing is then the breakdown of the Roman Empire, 235 to 284 A.D. This is a period of about half a century, so-called military anarchy, where you have very, very rapid changes of power. In other words, we may be about to go off a cliff from many points of view. Hold on to your hat. 25 emperors seize power and lose power, usually by assassination, in a period of 50 years back there. Some of them were lower-class adventurers, right? Think of somebody like Angle or O'Donnell. A number were quite exotic, such as the Emperor Philip the Arab. The western provinces of the empire broke away to form the ephemeral Empire of Gaul, while the eastern provinces created an equally unstable Empire of Palmyra. So we go through it, right? Barbarian invasions by Carpians, Goths, Vandals, Alemanni, Sassanid, Persians, and so forth. You get the idea. So this period of Septimius Severus that I very deliberately put at the end of this book, which I urge you to read the whole thing, get it, similar to now. So tremendous intrigue, and the idea is the 24th Amendment. The 25th, I think it is. Anyway, you know the one. It is the amendment that deals with the possibility that the president becomes incapable, 25th Amendment, carrying out the responsibilities of his office. And this can be done by the majority of the cabinet, including the vice president, Biden, voting to say Obama is mentally incapacitated. He's having a nervous breakdown. He cannot exercise the functions of president. He's watching ESPN, boozing, smoking, and God knows what else. So that would be Biden. That would be Hillary Clinton. That would be Gates. And then go through the list, right? Hilda Solis, Geithner, and so on and so on and so on. Who was going to vote which way? And if Obama says, no, wait a minute, I'm perfectly capable, then it goes to the Congress, and it takes a two-thirds vote of both houses to enforce the judgment of the majority of the cabinet that you are essentially non-compos mentis and you've got to be replaced. Now, at that point, Biden would succeed unless something changes, but then the vice presidency would become open, as it did back in 1973, really in the wake of the original Saturday Night Massacre, when you remember that Agnew was forced out, Ford went up. It's complicated. Anyway, you remember. Agnew was forced out. He was replaced by Ford. Then Nixon was dumped. An operation like this, and probably the inside track at this point, would still be Hillary Clinton. And now, will there be an attempt to do this during the lame duck session? Could it happen in November, December? Very hard to say, and some of this stuff is a little bit fanciful, perhaps, but things are moving very fast. The world economic crisis is moving along. We've got this foreclosure crisis, which has emerged just in the past couple of months in the current acute form. So anything is possible. So therefore the idea is get active and do it on the issues. It's time for the financiers to pay. One way is to freeze foreclosures, and don't forget, on the international agenda for the G20, the Tobin tax, the Wall Street sales tax, understood as a national measure to stop speculation while providing much-needed relief for national budgets and state and local government to maintain services and education, highways, the fabric of civilization, and so forth. And we'll be back next week. And in the meantime, tarpley.net to keep up with the fight to stop all foreclosures on primary residences in the United States for 5 years. See you next week.